Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I guess I better talk about the 10 things that I did not like on my Oasis of the Seas cruise. That's right, there are actually things that I did not like on that sailing. I had a great cruise, but there are some things I would change. Number one, for this size ship, remember it holds 7,000 some passengers, 2,000 some crew. The buffet size, it's tiny and it feels tiny. There's not a lot of stations, there's not a lot of variety of food. Now the food was really good, but I found the selections were not terrific as far as variety for this size ship. And often the buffet felt really, really crowded, because it's just along one side, like it's not spread out like if you go on the Wonder of the Seas or an Edge class celebrity ship. It's more of a centralized, huge room with various stations. Well, this one is like in a line with various stations, with seating on one side and the kitchen on the other, and it just seemed very, very tiny. Buffet, I was not a fan of the size of it. Speaking of food, I guess, let's talk about a limited choice of desserts, especially in like the buffet area or in the Promenade Cafe down below. Often I would go there to get cookies or something just to bring back to my room. None there. They were gone. I had a hard time finding cookies up in the buffet. There was always some cake or pie kind of things, but never anything that I felt intrigued to eat in the buffet, and that's unusual for me. So I thought the amount of treats that were there just was not great. Number three, my room. I loved my cabin size room, but guess what? You had a refit on this ship not too long ago, a few years ago. There's still no USB ports in the room. In 2022, there's no USB ports in the cabin. And also, the entire outlets, now there is one under the bed. If you've ever looking for a plug, always check under your bed, because often you'll find one there. But they have one plug that it's on a central area, it has 3 plugs in it, but if you have any kind of size of an outlet, it covers one of the holes. So you basically have 2 spots, and it's all the way on the other side of the room. So it's way on one side of the desk, away from the rest of the empty cabin. So if you basically have to be over there in order to use it for your laptop or anything. You have no variety and no USB ports. Come on. How do you redesign the ship and redo the cabins and not put USB ports in? Number 4, this is a theme I'm kind of with all ships as far as the large ships are concerned, when you have to schedule your entertainment. You can only go to the comedy club. You have to book it right away when you get on the ship, otherwise it might sell out. You want to go see the Broadway show? Well, there's only 2 performances on 2 different nights. You better book it now if you want to get in, because I like to, sometimes I'll go and I'll see a show and I want to see it again. I'll stay for the next show at night because it was that good. Well, here I have to get out of the theater and then stand in the standby line in order to get back in, and because you can't rebook. Once you book it, you can't rebook. And also, if you book it and forget to cancel it, that counts as being booked. You can't rebook it again, so you're back in standby line. I don't like booking my entertainment. I just want to go when I want to go. That's just me. Number 5, I did notice, although my cabin was large and everything, it was noisy. Like, I don't know why. I was in the center area, cabins above, cabins below, but I could hear everything. I could hear outdoors when we were in port. I could hear my neighbors. My neighbors, by the way, they were like 4 families traveling together. Most of them had kids, and I was in the middle of them. And what they would do is they would open their door, turn the knob so the knob holds the door open so their families could run back and forth to each other. But of course, every time they open the door and run, they don't close the door. They just let it go and it goes bam, bam, bam. And every time it did, my room shook. That's how noisy and like it just seemed like it's gonna go. I don't know. It's the noisiest I've had in a cabin in a long, long time. I was surprised. This is a pet peeve of mine on these ships. You buy the soda package, you got your cup, here we go. Well, you can only get soda in 2 places on the largest ships in the world. 2. I think, well, maybe 3. Maybe 3. I know they have one in the buffet. They have one down by the pizza place, Sorrento's, and I think they had one by Doghouse, but I don't remember seeing it there this time. But still, you buy a soda package, there should be more variety, more places to get it, right? There should be one in Central Park. There should be one on the boardwalk. There should be one out on the pool deck. You should have an easy access to the soda machines. And I had to walk 1 billion miles to go fill my soda. And by the time I got back to my cabin, my soda was empty again. Number 7, the gym location. Most cruise ships will have their gym on a high location where you can look out over the water, forward on the ship, places like that. Here, it's forward, but it's on a low deck, deck 6, I believe. And you don't look forward, you kind of look out the side, and it's through portholes. They're large portholes, but they're portholes, and it just feels kind of enclosed to me. I like the feeling of an open space, and I like the feeling of the big windows and looking out, especially when I'm on a treadmill. I didn't like the gym location. I liked the jogging track. That was fine. Did not like at all, the location of the gym. And I also don't like having to walk through the spa to get to the gym when there's like 4 people working from the spas out there trying to sell you stuff while you're walking through, and I'm just going for a workout. I'm not going to the spa. But you have to walk right through that area to get to the gym. Not a fan of that. Number 8, the cruise director. I have no idea who he is. In fact, I went to the ice show, and I went to a live show in the theater. Both times, it was 2 different people. So you don't really get to know your cruise director. That's one of the most fun I have out there, is knowing who the cruise directors are. I've met some wonderful, wonderful people who become friends, and they like nothing better than getting up in the game show with people they know and they can make fun of, and they know it's lighthearted and easygoing. To be honest, I could not tell you the name of any cruise person on an Oasis class ship, like a cruise director. No idea. And I think that's something they're missing. I understand it's a large, large ship. They can't get to everywhere, but I should somehow know their name. I really should. There's no connection there. Go to Carnival, go to Princess, go to Celebrity. You know the cruise directors. I think that's an area they need to improve. Number 9 is, I kind of got a sense of been there, done that now, if you know what I mean. And I'm glad they're coming out with a new Icon class, which is going to have a little bit more variety coming up in 2023. Because I go down to the flow riders and everything, while there's people there, it's not very crowded for a big chunk of the cruise ship locations. There's not a whole lot of people actually participating in the flow riders. Also, Cats has been around for a long, long, long time. I know a lot of people love it, but you're getting the kind of a sense of been there, done that now. And it'd be nice if maybe take those ships every once in a while and swap out the shows. Put Mamma Mia on the Oasis and Cats over on the Allure. I know it's nice to be able to pick each ship by that Broadway show, but it kind of keeps you away from having your favorite ship. There's only so many times you can watch Cats. There's only so many times you can watch Mamma Mia, right, on a show. It's nice to have some variety, and I'm starting to get that sense when I'm looking at the entertainment. While fun, and I still enjoy a lot of it, like the different ice shows and things like that. It's starting to get a little bit of that, yeah, been there, done that, especially for like the main stage shows right now. That's just my opinion. Let's talk about crowds. While an Oasis class ship spreads out things quite nicely for the most of the time. However, there are some exceptions to that rule. Number one, customer service and the promenade and the buffet on day one. Getting on the ship. They are packed jam that you cannot move. Also, the coffee house always has a lineup. No matter what time of day you go there, there's always a lineup. It's just the way it is. The buffet is so tiny that it seems like there's always a lineup, especially on sea days. You have a hard time getting through the buffet and even finding seats sometimes. But many a times I was in line for the buffet and the food would be empty because there's just so many people. Crowds. There are certain times of days and certain entertainment that is going to be always crowded when you have that many people on a ship. Like I said, the vast majority of the time it feels quite spread out, quite nice and things like that. But then you have embarkation day and disembarkation day, and that sense totally changes. Or hey, imagine if you miss a show because of weather. For instance, you can't do Cats, and they only have 2 days of Cats. So you can't do Cats on one day because of the weather, and they hold it the next day. Everyone who wanted to see it the day before now wants to see it with the people who already, and they're in the standby line. And that line can go halfway down the ship. So yeah, there are times when crowds can be a problem on this size ship. Well, that's it. That's my 10 things that I did not like. The biggest things, of course, seemed to be the buffet size, choices of food that I had to serve. The room itself was nice, but hey, how do you not have USB ports in this day and age, or a more convenient spot for your outlets at least? At least that? And hey, I also had one of the noisiest cabins in the world for some reason. I have no idea. I've never stayed in that location of a ship and had that much noise. Really, really strange. Let me know any things that you guys have come across, good and bad, on the Oasis class ships, and in particular, the Oasis of the Seas. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.